and chapels.
Sapphires. There are some
Sapphire. Ma'am,
sapphires.
what is the meaning of sapphires?
Sapphires is a stone, a gemstone.
And gems. The shape of the size expands and could do serve gold and golden coins and stands the pearls and rich. Dear boy, strange and not quiet. Here a mark of father something could you lost and I do not think you should plan on spending any of the until you find a little more. Based, Sally found it. It shared its Sally's happily that nice happy Sally um, Ripley Mark Daddy, but it's right thing to do to correct the what is this, ma'am?
Authority.
Author authority.
And why does everybody in this class read so slowly?
Same,
Your
that's
mic's
I'm
muted. Your
thinking.
mic's muted. Your mic's muted.
And
And
your
your
mic's
mic's muted.
muted.
You are muted.
One, they don't attend the classes. Second, they don't read books at home. They don't read
Right.
I have
books.
We tell
to.
them to read the
Ma'am,
books and be a bit faster because like I
Yeah.
have to wait like 5 minutes on every like paragraph or every page.
Rudra Jajaria is next.
I'm sorry too late. I do
Sorry,
not
too
know.
late.
Yes, ma'am.
Rudra Jajaria, start reading.
Oh, my Sally said in disbelief.
Okay. The next day, they call the authorities and they handed over that treasure box. Okay.
They,
Read.
the four of them, and Sally's mother drove to the police station, explained what had happened, and gave the treasure to the police to hold while they conduct their investigation. They left the police station sadly, and even the double dipped ice cream cones Mark's father bought for them didn't make them smile. They drove back in silence. They drove back in silence. Several weeks passed with no word from the police. Then one evening, Mark's father called James, Sally, and their parents. The police just called and I think you should come over right now, he said. I'm afraid there is some bad news about the treasure. The police are on their way and will explain everything when you get here.
Ma'am, it goes from hide and seek to treasure hunting.
I know.
Yeah. Ma'am, like this class, everybody isn't interested. Like, what will happen? What will the police say? They're like, okay, just sit and listen. No interest. Like, you know,
Samriddhi.
they're not interested.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Sally and James
Oh,
didn't say
oh,
much.
it's Sally. It is James. It's not gems. It's not the gems that you eat. It is
James,
James.
James didn't say much during the ride to Mark's house. Sally thought that since it was bad news, the treasure belonged to someone else. Even thought they probably lost it. What hap- Whatever happened to finders keepers? She mumbled. What did you say, Sally? Here, mother asked. Oh, nothing, Sally replied. Then she let out a long, sad what is this written, ma'am?
Sigh.
Sigh. Sigh.
Sigh.
That it showed it's thought the car.
Echoed, echoed. Echoed is when we hear double voices. We hear voice of our own being repeated. That's called echoing. So a
It
sad
showed
sigh that
Which
echoed
standard are we in, ma'am?
through the car. What?
Which standard are we in? Samruti doesn't even know echoed.
I know.
Which standard are we even in? And then the accent of Sally was not good.
I know.
It was very squeaky.
Okay. Continue, Samriddhi. Next page.
yeah. When they arrived at Mark's house, the police were there with the treasure box. As Sally entered, the captain introduced introduced himself and said, Sally, this is yours. Your parents need to sign some papers, but the box and its contents are yours.
How lucky Sally is.
Now, ma'am?
I said how lucky Sally is.
No, but she
I'm
is
very
there, so
lucky.
everybody's lucky in her friends list. Kinda.
Yeah, Twisha.
Ah,
Next.
scroll down.
Yeah.
Sally, Mark, and James shrieked. What is this?
Shrieked.
Shrieked.
Shrieked means they were very, you know, thin voice and they screamed, shrieked with joy.
They shrieked with
Could you
joy
scroll
and
down?
danced
Or
all
send
around
this?
the room.
No, could you send
Then,
this?
One sec. What
Oh,
is
sorry, ma'am.
happening?
Sorry, ma'am.
One sec, Twisha. Yeah, Megdad, what happened?
No, I have to leave. So, can you send this in the classroom? Then I will finish it. I want to finish it. Could you please send? Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
then Sally said, What is the bad news? The caption smiled and said, The treasure is worth more money than you can imagine, and with your newfound wealth comes great responsibility. Sally didn't quite understand what the caption is talking about, and right now,
Captain. The word is
Cap-
captain.
Captain was talking about, and right now it really didn't matter.
Hmm.
Mark asked, Are you going to share? Of course, Sally said. If you and James didn't help me, I might still be there. Several days later, Sally asked everyone over her house, I have decided what to do with the money from the treasure after it is sold. She said, I'm giving 1/6 to to our mother and dad, 1/6 to Mark's mom and dad, 1/6 to 1/6 to Mark, 1/6 to James, and 1/6 for me. There is an extra 1/6, Mark proudly stared,
Stated.
stated. He loved math and was right on top of Sally's calculations.
Anybody left to
No,
read? No. So that's all. How much is left? We'll just say the story. 1 minute. I think 2, 3 pages are only. Twisha, continue.
no, there is not. Sally said,
It's two. James said
Is two. Yeah.
is not. Sally said in an
Angered voice.
angered voice. Just as Mark was going to say, they are they are at it again. Sally said, "This is why there isn't an extra 1/6. I'm giving it to the local clarity
Charity.
charity, so it can be given to those less fortunate and in need." Her mother and father said it was a caring and responsible thing to do. They were very proud of her and knew that she understood the captain meant
Meant.
meant when he had turned the treasure over her just days before.
Finished. Nice story, no? Okay, children. That's all for today. See you on Monday.
And
Bye.
it's like telephone. It's like
Yeah.
telephone. It goes from something to another.
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes.
today
Yes.
today